I'm just sitting here, I got time. It's clear to see from up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Greetings, Glitter Gang, and happy Thursday. It's 9 o'clock on Thursday, June 17th. You're here for Kathryn Scraps Live. I'm Kathryn. I'm going to be scrapping live, and tonight we're going to be working on the box set album Remastered, Volume 2 of 3, plus a box. So we're half-ish through. We're not halfway through. I don't think we're not. No. We're working our way towards being halfway through with this project. We are moving right along. Yes, exactly. We are moving right along. It's the second to last Thursday of the month. Next week is the last Thursday of the month, which means that it's a book club. So we will be discussing that book you see right there on the screen next Thursday during the classes. So if you have any interest in reading that book and you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you get it read before 2 p.m. Eastern USA time on Thursday, June 24th, which is next Thursday. Congrats, Donna. That's good news. Good news. All right. So, good evening. How are you? I hope you're doing well and that you all had an amazing day today. Good evening to Bev and to Kathryn, to Melanie, and to Crafty Gamma, who are, Bev and Crafty Gamma are commiserating about how hot it is in the middle of California. 105 for Crafty Gamma, and I think 103 for Bev. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, high tomorrow of 113. Excellent. That sounds fun. That sounds like so much fun. So earlier this afternoon, we were talking about whether or not high humidity was better or high and dry. Yeah, I mean, I've experienced both and I prefer high humidity, but you know, what can you do? It's only 75 degrees where I am right now. Of course, it is raining and it is night. So, but it's 75 and it supposedly feels like 75. So, ta-da! So, who knows what it will be tomorrow. I want to go in the pool tomorrow and there's a 50% chance of rain, so that's annoying, but what can you do? What can you do? All right, who else is here? Donna and Melanie. Did I miss anyone? I don't think so. Donna and Melanie and Mandy. Hello, Mandy and Candy. You guys planned that out very well. Try to be next to each other in the chat always, because that's a nice little rhyme. Carol Jones says happy Glitter Thursday. Thank you, Carol. Happy Glitter Thursday to you as well. Barbara Jean, hi, how are you? Crafty Gamma says love swimming in the rain. I don't mind it, but my pool's not heated and it can get a bit chilly because I'm kind of a wimp about the water temperature. So there you go. There you have it. I'm a big baby. I know no one's surprised to learn that. So, all right, here we go. Page 3, this page. Now we have a problem to solve and 2 inserts to make. So that's on the agenda for tonight. So, we actually have wimp. Thanks. I admit it. I said I was a wimp. I said it first. All right. So problem number 1 is that I didn't make a closure for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this and this. These 2 top layers. I'm going to use undo for that. So that I can put magnets underneath them, and then I'm going to attach a 3rd closure piece to hold it all shut. All right. I'm going to really saturate the paper because I've been having trouble getting the paper off lately. I don't know what that's about, but what can you do? Move to Arizona, you can get parboiled in the rain. Well, or parboiled in the pool. You know what? I think I'll probably pass. I have no strong desire to go back to the dry. I have dry skin, so I quite like living in a humid environment. It's good for me. Controversial opinion, maybe, but thank you, Mandy. Mandy says, can I just say that those golden scissors look amazing? I'm very happy with how the golden scissors turned out. Very happy. Just gonna peel this extra tape up so it doesn't get stuck to anything. Like, I don't want to glue this flap to the pocket above it. All right. Donna says, I like our pool to be at least 87. Yeah, I mean, 82, if it's hot, it's all good. You know, but more is better. More is better. I did go on like a little bit of a... Candy says, I want to live somewhere where the temp ranges from 65 to 80. Yeah, I mean, those places exist. You could move to Hawaii, I think, has perfect weather, aside from like the monsoons and stuff. I think Hawaii's your best bet. I think you kind of have to have money to live there now, though. Where else? That's probably it. Most other places, at least in the US, get either cold or hot. There are very few places where it's just kind of beautiful all year. All right. Okay, so all I'm going to do is we're going to add, I think, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll just add a metal disc here, and then we'll put magnets on the, no, what? Ooh, how do I, yeah, we'll do that. We'll put metal discs on the cardstock, and we'll put magnets on whatever element we create to hold this shut. So I'm going to get 2 tin caps. Okay. 2 tin caps. And put this down. Now I have okay, and I'm going to put the other one here, just again careful to not press it down all the way. And then all I have to do is I'm just going to wave this around because I really did saturate it, and I want to kind of encourage the evaporation. One thing that is a negative if you live in a high humidity environment is it's going to take you longer to dry out your undo sheets. Okay, let's let that go for a minute. Just gonna tape the discs down, and then what we can do is find something to use as a closure. Dun, 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 dun. Again, careful to not glue anything shut, okay? Out of tape, course. Out of tape. Do I have any 1/4-inch tape? Yes, I do. I do indeed. All right, so I do occasionally run out of tape. It's not common, but by run out of tape, it's just like I don't have tape upstairs. Kimberly, we're not like changing it. I just need to add magnets. All right, so now just gonna set this off my desk and with the flaps up, because I think my best bet is going to be to make a closure out of, you know, cards or something. But I want it to be like a shape. I don't want it to just be necessarily a square. All right, none of those spoke to me. So where did I put my embellishments? Did I move them? I probably put them someplace smart. Okay, here they are. Alrighty. This might be something to consider. I do like to chop it like it's hot too, though. Oh, my piece. Okay. Cool. Good catch. It's back. I moved my bat. I was saved by the chat. Thank you, everyone. All right. I had one time, I don't remember, it was years and years ago, because I still lived in Miami at the time, and I lost like a really critical piece of a project I was working on, and it never came back. It never came back. They really liked this, didn't they? Recycling. Recycling. Someone at Echo Park is a major Yates fan. At least I think that's Yates. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so with this one, what I would do is cut it down, I think. So cut it so that I have maybe like a 1/4 inch of the polka dots showing. And then chomp the corners and then like remat it. So I'm just lining up like the 1/4 inch line on my ruler with the edge of the internal piece. All right. All right, let me chomp the corners. I'm going to use the stub from We Are Memory Keepers. Oh, well, I was going to say I should have taped it before I chomped it. I'll just glue it down. Then it won't matter. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is move everybody over to the side. I'm going to get a little scrap of cardstock. All right, going to glue this to the scrap of cardstock. Dun, 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 dun. All right, now okay. And I'm just going to let that dry. Okay. Now I'm going to glue these down because I think they're probably dry enough. This one's more dry, so I'll start with this one. All right. All right, now I have to go over the edge down here on the bottom. But I can re-chomp the corner. It's no big deal. All right, now I'm just gonna re-round my corner, get rid of the tape. And Then burnish. Especially after you use undo, it's good to burnish really well. It's always good to burnish really well, but it's especially good after undo. Mr. Lifeguard is watching The Mandalorian downstairs. He started before I came up here, and I saw it was the very controversial egg episode. So... all right. Now, let's work on this. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use the layering rulers. And I'm just going to use the 1/8 inch one. Oh, weird. This one's not catching. Okay, never mind. I guess I'll do it with a normal ruler since this is not making it easier. Okay. Don't have time to figure out what the problem is with the 1/8 inch ruler. Sometimes if your paper is too thin, then that can be a problem. There's not enough of like a lip for it to catch on. I thought Kimberly was going to tell a story about how she got a new dog from dogs just randomly jumping into her car. Like, that's how you get a dog. All right, so I'm going to repunch. Yeah, that was the We Are Memory Keepers matting rulers, but for some reason my 1/8 just didn't feel like catching on the edge of my project. It's fine, whatever. All right, so I have no idea what size this thing is now. But I need a liner for the back of it to cover my magnets. It ended up being just basically a 3 1/4 inch square. It's close enough to a 3 1/4 inch square that a 3 1/4 inch square will cover the back. So I'm going to use this Well, that's, have you seen the "is this how you get a cat" memes? Where it's like, or also "I do not have a cat" memes. Those are funny too. Where it's like people coming home and there's a cat in their bathtub and they're like, "I don't own a cat. Is this how you get a cat?" So, We Are Memory Keepers has a new tool, huh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kimberly says, "I currently have a cat named Cassidy, not my cat, living on my front porch." See? That's how you get a cat. That's what I've heard. Okay. Now, we're not going to stick this down quite yet because we have to add magnets. But I'm going to punch and ink it, and then we'll work on the magnets. Okay, so what does the printmaker do? Is it like, who had a letterpress? Was that Lifestyle Crafts? What were they called before they were called Lifestyle Crafts? Quick Cuts? Yeah. Quick Cuts. Was that who had the letterpress? I thought I had one, but... Alright, so there's that. So now we just peel this. We Are Memory Keepers had the letterpress. It's like a little printer you send stuff to, and then it prints wherever you drag the printer across. Oh, okay. Yes, those have existed before, actually. Like ribbon printers, they used to be called, something like that. Okay. So now we need 2 magnets. 2 magnets. Yeah, someone had one back in the day, and I'm talking like way back in the day, like Sandy Genovese on HGTV back in the day. Does anyone remember that show? Like, I feel like that's where I saw it. Okay, yeah. Great. Now we have a way to close our thing. And then that will finish off this one because its inserts are just photo mats. Mandy remembers Sandy. Whatever happened to her, huh? I thought We Are Memory Keepers had a typewriter, but they had a 12 by 12 typewriter, so I don't know if anyone who had a mini typewriter. Am I going to stamp the photo mats? I don't know. Do you think it's a wise after this, after what happened here? And who was always on there? Always people from EK Success were on there. Oh, what's her name with the florals? Anna Griffin. And actually, the first place I ever saw an ATG was Anna Griffin used it on Sandy's show, and Sandy was like, "Oh my, what's that? That's gigantic." So, that was the first place I saw an ATG. So there you go. Oh, Mrs. Grossman and her stickers. She was always on there. These are all very ancient crafty times. Like, I was probably watching reruns of this show when I was watching it in 2006. So. All right. Yes, Tim Holtz, baby Tim Holtz. Back when he was like a stamp demonstrator more than anything else. I remember back when he was like just doing the stamp educations. The stamp educations, as I always say, I speak 0.5 languages and one of them is English. So... Oh, Bernstein. She's still designing stuff for Sizzix, right? And Aileen from Aileen's Tacky Glue. Yeah. And Judykins people were on there too. And what was that company that used to have... I feel like their company name started with an I. And they sold like mica things, and you had to mix them with Posh. And yes, Lisa was always on there. Lisa from Creative Memories. And that chick with the wire, but she demoed a lot of stuff. She was short, had blonde hair. She was like a professional demonstrator and salesperson, and she would like go on there for a lot of different companies. Oh my gosh. Wow. Let's stop talking about this before we feel old. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stamp my mats since I've been mat shamed. But I'm going to use my Misty because that's how you... But yeah, I started crafting in 2006 in the fall of 2006. So I wouldn't have been watching it any earlier than that. So that's when I first started watching it. There was also some other show. The chick from Stamps of Life was on it. One of them, Stephanie Bernard, and it was like 4 people, and they would film it at different craft stores in Southern California, and they would make an album for someone, and they would each like do a page, and they would highlight a technique on the page, and it wasn't always the same people, but it was like usually the same people. What was that called? And the host was a dude, like but like he didn't know anything about crafting. He was just like some guy they hired to be the host. What the heck was that called? Was that on the internet only? Maybe. I mean, yeah. Yeah, but he was like just there, you know, to like repeat, just some random man. Like it wasn't a crafting man, it was just some guy. Like, yeah. Like from Central Casting or something, you know. But the Stamps of Life, she was definitely on it, because I remember one episode they let her use Stamps of Life, and that was kind of like how I knew she had a thing. Stamp Club. And in her thing, she showed you how you had to cut them out of their rubber collar, like, or something. You had to cut them out because they all came on one sheet at the time, something like that. I don't know. Wow, I'm like dredging it up. Like, it's all coming back to me now. Like, I'm dredging up more and more, more and more things. So, yeah, this stuff is all, yeah, what got me started, so the reason that I got into scrapbooking is when I got engaged, my mom bought me one of those K & Company scrapbook in a box kits for my engagement. Now, she never scrapbooked ever once in her life, so I don't know why. And I was not a crafter at all. Like, I had been into art, but like more like fine art and drawing and painting, not like crafts, okay? So she got me that, and I was like, thanks. You know, and then I like shoved it in a closet and never did anything with it ever, because it was a terrible gift. It was a terrible gift. And then don't get people scrapbooks in a box if they've never expressed any interest in like creating anything. Come on. So anyway, so she got me that, and then after we got married, I never did anything with it, and for years, okay? It was after we were married, and we were like cleaning out a closet to turn it into a linen closet, or organizing a linen closet that had gotten a little junky or whatever, and I found it, and I was like, oh, I should do something with this. Or, because she's going to ask me about it someday, and then I'm not going to have done anything with it, and then that's going to be, like, she's going to be offended, you know, whatever. So I was like, oh, I'll just do something, you know, with this, and it'll be fine. So, and that scrapbook is super terrible, like very terrible, but I kept it. So, but it's just like, it's interesting because, like, is it somewhere I can put my hands on it easily? let me see. No, it's not. I've buried it in this room somewhere. It's been banished. I don't know where it is. All right, well, it's not on my shelf of scrapbooks. So I've banished it somewhere. Oh, well, that's fine. I have no idea where it is. So, oh, there it is. Oh, man. Okay. All right, so let's see. Yeah, it's all like, do you see how everything is like cut out with a deckled edge or something? You know, like I used like the scissors. Obviously, she got me a pack of like decorative edge scissors. You know, this actually should probably not be in here. This is, so when all the girls in my family were born, our great-grandmother, so my mom's grandmother, made us all christening bonnets out of handkerchiefs. And they were just like just tacked together with a few stitches, so that then those stitches could be picked out and we could carry a hanky, and we could carry it as a hanky, and that would be our something old. Which is a cool idea. That's a cool idea. Anyway, that's in here. Hopefully I didn't glue it down. Oh no, I did. That's good. That's good. Good job. So like, yeah, we went to Cirque du Soleil and I just cut everything. See, I'm writing with like a random chisel marker. I don't even recognize this handwriting. So like, oh, remember when it was all the rage to like cut your photo up and like do things with it, you know, as if the reason that you have photos in your scrapbooks is not so that you can like look at the photos. Also, we went to New Orleans and I got like a New Orleans sticker pack and used every single sticker because that's also what you did back in the day. Okay, that's what you did in 2006. That's what you did. This is my other wedding. This is my wedding invitation. Some like the beads to fix my dress are in here. This is the wedding invitation. This is the program. And then this is the map to get to the wedding. We had to give everyone with instructions on how to get to the chapel because we got married on Fort Belvoir and like it was difficult to get past security. Yeah, and then here we went to Las Vegas. So again, you can see that I used every single like Las Vegas sticker that I found. Paris, same thing. Now here, I'm starting to get a little bit better at this point. So here, I'm starting to get better, right? Like, in the terms of it's like, makes more sense. I'm still cutting photos into weird things and putting like 5 mats, okay? And I'm still using every sticker in the Apple sticker pack, but there's more photos. It's kind of telling a story, like that sort of thing is happening. That's it. That's my whole first scrapbook. But yeah, this is all kind of the original way scrapbooking kind of was done, where you just kept all the ephemera. But I have all this ephemera, so yeah, this is my very first scrapbook. So this is the scrapbook kit that she got me, which, you know, so there it is. What's the last, my most recent 12 by 12 scrapbook? This? Is it you? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to get it out. Okay. We're done doing like 12 by 12s. But anyway, so that's how I got into scrapbooking. So there you go. So anyway, I eventually made my mom regret it because then I got her into scrapbooking and she had to spend a ton of money, and so now she's been properly punished. So just there we go. All right, so that was a little Throwback Thursday trip down memory lane. And yeah, so let us now work on this one's done, so we need an insert for this and an insert for this. So what I'm going to do is, because it's 9:45 and we spent some time on that, I'm going to do just a recording break so that these two inserts will be in a second and probably a third recording. Okay. So I will be right back. So if you're watching live, just chill. Nothing changes for you. If you're watching in the archives or if you're watching in the project folder for the album basics guide, then just go to the next video. Oh, excuse me. Go to the next video to see the rest of the project. All right, greetings, Glitter Gang. Happy Thursday. It's the second class from Thursday night, Thursday, June 17th. I just finished this element from page 3, so it's completely done. Now it has a closure, inserts, etc., all that. So in this, we're going to be working on the inserts for this one, and this one is what's left to do for page 3. So, all right. Now, I want to, what do I want to do? For this one, I actually have an idea to make a little photomat book. So let's talk about that and how I'm going to do that. So here's what I'm thinking. All right. I have this bag of brads. So let me get out a brad. Okay, so what I'm thinking we'll do is make a photomat book. All right. So I need 4.5-inch wide scrap, 4.5 by 6.5 specifically. Do I have any of that? Okay, so I'm just looking for scraps that are 4.5 by 6.5. All right, so that one's big enough. That one's big enough. These are big enough. This one I don't think is big enough. Nope, it is. That one's big enough. All right, these are not big enough. This one is probably big enough. All right, let's just get like 6 of them. All right, so we're gonna use our scraps, and I'm gonna cut, but I'm not. Oh wait, I don't want to cut 6.5 though. I want to cut. Yeah. No, 6.5 is right. No, it's the same scissor page. Okay, so I'm gonna get like 6 4.5 by 6.5 mats. And then I'll be right back. So I'm just going to cut these all down to the proper size. And, you know, hopefully I can get 6 out of this little stack. If I can't, I can't. It's like whatever. Not a big deal. That's 3. Five. And 6. All right. All right, so now what I want to do is punch a hole through the whole corner. So I'm going to use my 1/8 or 1/16 hole punch. Not hole, my 1/16, you know, whatever this is. What is this? Power punch. We Are Memory Keepers power punch. All right. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. Make this into, just with the brad, so that you can swing through it like this and see all the photos. So we're going to need 12 photo mats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, get more photo mats. All right, 11, 12. Okay, 12 photo mats. All right, I'm gonna stamp these. All right, and so yeah, so that was how I got into crafting. And when I wanted to like kind of get good is when I started Googling, like, you know, is there crafting shows? And at the time on the internet, that was not a big thing. There weren't a ton of people like on YouTube, for example, which is why I found like HGTV and that sort of thing. So, I mean, there was like, I think, you know, maybe some card makers, maybe. Honestly, I don't remember YouTube being like a real resource. Well, YouTube started in 2006, I think. 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. So no, it wouldn't have been, nothing was big on YouTube yet at the time. And I started on YouTube in January of 2009. And when I tell you, like, camera quality, editing, all of that was just like egregious back then. Like, we had no idea what we were doing. I recorded on like a Canon subcompact digital camera. You know, that's what I used. Will there be glitter? There probably won't be glitter tonight. Just in your spirits. Just in your spirits. But, yeah, we all got, it's amazing how much better we all got at technology, all of this. I remember when I first started streaming, YouTube didn't even do streaming when I first started streaming. Twitch didn't exist. It was called Justin TV back then. And I streamed on a platform called Ustream, which maybe still exists. I don't know if it does. I never hear about it. I don't think it's relevant anymore. But I mean, just understanding what was necessary to stream like that took my husband and I, we had to figure that out, you know. Yeah, I used to use, for streaming, I used to use a webcam that I taped to a box. That was my setup. It was a webcam taped to a box. That used to be okay. It used to be okay. That's what we were all used to. But even the webcams that are available now, of course, are totally different from the webcams that were available then. So, I mean, now you could still use a webcam taped to a box for sure, but the webcams have come a long, long way. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, my setup looks a little different now. It looks like, let's take a picture. So yeah, that's what it looks like now. So I have these bars. These are steel pipes that are attached to, there's a stand on either end, and there's two bars, and I have lights perched up on top of one bar and then hanging down from the other bars. This is another light right here, right there, if I need to do close-ups. There's the camera. This curtain is to keep my voice from bouncing back from the window, because there's a window in front of me. So to keep there from being any vibration or echo from the glass, I have hung a sound baffling curtain from the ceiling and a track. So I have a Sony, what are you? Some kind of Sony. I think, I want to say Handycam of some kind, but I don't see its, I don't see, there's my microphone. Can you see my mic? There you go. Yeah, I don't know where its little name is, so I can't see what it is. I think it's some kind of Sony Handycam. So yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put these all on the front. So Kathryn said, do you use your filming lights as your crafting lights, or do you have something else for crafting when you're not filming? That's a good question. I use my filming lights for anything I do on this desk that requires close-up work. So I use them if I'm doing my nails. I do my nails on this desk, and I use the filming lights. Crafting, whatever I'm doing on this desk. If I'm doing something like that requires any kind of, so this is a this is a camcorder that I use. If you want to use a camcorder for streaming, you have to, you can't stream directly from a camcorder like you can with a webcam. So like with a webcam, you just plug it in and you go. With a camcorder, you have to have something called a capture card. So you have to put something in your computer to pass the camera feed through, and then you broadcast that thing. Okay, so what you guys are seeing is not like from the camera. I'm passing the camera through a board or a card inside my PC, and it's called a capture card. And that's what you need if you're going to use a camera, like instead of a webcam. So like you can't just get you can't stream directly from a camera. So make sure if you want to do that, which you know is great because they look good, you just have to make sure you get all the pieces and parts you need. Oh yeah, my mic is separate. Yes, my mic is separate. Sorry, I didn't. I don't use the microphone in the camera. Right, correct. So what I do is I mute the capture card on the streaming input, so I'm not sending audio out from the capture card. So you guys don't hear the camera audio. You only hear my microphone audio, and my microphone is completely separate. And the way I get my microphone in to the camera is I have something called a preamp. So I have the microphone going through the preamp, and then the preamp is outputting to my computer, and I can pick up the preamp because you can't plug microphones into computers either unless they're USB microphones, but you can get really good quality USB microphones, but they're very expensive compared to if you get XLR microphones. So XLR microphones tend to be cheaper. Like, how to say this? Like the quality for money is better with the XLR microphones than it is with XLR condenser microphones than it is with USB microphones. Not to say you can't get a good USB microphone, but you're just going to pay more. And then you need some kind of software to do all the encoding to put it all together and send one signal to YouTube. So you need, I use OBS. Another one that I used to use was Streamlabs. I've also used, I forget the one I used to use. The first one I used, XSplit. XSplit I used. So those are the three I've used. I just use OBS is I think it stands for Open Source Broadcasting Solution or something like that. So a lot of people use it. There's a lot of like Googling you can do to get information on it. So that's one of the things I like about it. So yeah, so you need if you're not just going to use your webcam, you can just use your webcam. Okay, you can just use your webcam. But if you're not going to just use your webcam, you need a software to do all the encoding of all the different things you're using. If you want to use like a DSLR camera or like a video camera, you'll need a capture card in your PC. Now, that some people, like if you have a laptop and you can't put cards in your laptop, there are external capture cards that you can get that plug, one end plugs into your laptop and one end plugs into the camera. And then your microphone, if it's a USB mic, you can just plug it into your laptop or whatever. If it's not, if it's an XLR microphone, then you need some converter. I recommend getting a preamp because the sound quality will be better than if you just get an XLR to USB converter. But if you want to save money and you don't want to like learn anything, like you don't want to learn a piece of equipment, you don't want to learn how to use a preamp, you can get a thing called an Icicle from Blue, and that'll do it. And I recommend condenser microphones. I use an omnidirectional lavalier. I also have a cardioid condenser, but it hurts my head, so I don't use it. Because it wraps around the temples and it like squeezes my brains, so I don't like it. Yeah, so it's very simple. Like I said, you just do those things, and yeah. So. Now I'm going to go through and punch all these holes. You're welcome. You're very welcome. But, I mean, I used a webcam for years and years and years. The first thing I did was I upgraded the microphone. So what I'll say, well, no, and the lighting. So the camera on your webcam is probably pretty solid. Like webcams are pretty good now, you know. So you can probably upgrade your camera last. I would upgrade the microphone probably before. I mean, I upgraded the microphone years and years and years ago, and I upgraded the lighting before I upgraded the microphone. Upgrading the lighting will make your microphone work really well. And for those of you who are looking for lighting for your craft desks, my lighting, the company that makes my lighting, it's made by a company called Elgato, like the cat, Elgato. They make lighting for webcams that doesn't have to hang. You know, so if you're looking for a craft desk light, something like that might work. I, in the past, used, before I got into lighting specifically made for photography, I used lighting made for drafting, for like architects to use. That, you know, stood on the floor and had daylight bulbs in it and things of that nature. So that's another option if you're looking for lighting for your craft room and you're not going to stream. Then look into lighting for like drafting, stuff like that. You'll find mostly you just want really clean lighting. But that's what I used first. So the first upgrade I made was to the drafting lights. All right, so I used those for years and years and years, and they went through 2 moves, and then like one of them got pretty badly damaged in the move from Texas to here, and so I eventually upgraded them. So I think people are curious about how much goes into streaming, you know, and I don't think you need to, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have it like perfectly suspended overhead from your desk. I filmed from the side for years, I feel like for years, before I figured out how to just suspend things from my desk. Oh yeah, so Ella says she has track lighting with bulbs for natural light. That's another good idea. Just to put natural light bulbs in floor lamps or whatever if you can't do track lighting. But track lighting, it's good to have the light above coming down, I find, which is why I use the studio lights when I'm working on my desk. But yeah, I mean, I like, now back when I filmed from the side, YouTube was more forgiving because we were all just figuring everything out. Like now I feel like you have to be so much more polished from the beginning. I think it's like the bar to entry is higher. But the good thing is the technology is a lot cheaper and more ubiquitous. So, you know, webcams are much better. You can get studio lights for cheap. By the way, remember when we couldn't, we didn't know if my video card really died, or if my camera died, or if my video card died, or if they both died at the same time. We found that camera, and Mr. Lifeguard plugged it into his computer, and it didn't work in his computer either. So the video card and the camera both died at the same time. So that they did both have to get replaced. So yeah. So that was cool. That happened. Yeah, so we did find that the camera, and we tested it, and it was dead as well. So I don't know if they killed each other or what, but they did both die, one right after the other. They went together. They'd been together for so long, for so many years, that they couldn't stand to be apart. So that's what it was. Okay, this one, don't put your last one on, all right? Don't put your last one on. So now we're going to go through and we're going to punch all these holes again. Well, I did my first live stream in August of 2009. So 12 years will get you pretty comfortable with something. Okay. You know, it's like anything. Practice is really what's going to be the main thing. So I made the photo stamp, and I have, I'm releasing a new photo stamp set soon. So pre-orders, I'm hoping that pre-orders will open next Thursday. I broadcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time and 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. So every Thursday at 2 in the afternoon Eastern and 9 Eastern. And I have a photo set coming out. Another one. Okay. So it's going to be a set this time. It's going to be really versatile, especially if you like gifting albums. Okay. This is especially for people who like to gift albums. I mean, you can use it on your own albums, of course, but for gifting, it's going to be really beautiful and wonderful set. Maybe I'll do a sneak peek at the end of the show. Okay, so now I've done all of them that are front and back. Then do this one, okay? And then put your brad legs. Remind me at the end to do a little sneak peek if I want. Okay, so But yeah, if you gift albums and if you sell albums, the new set is for you for sure. And then I'm just going to use, this is a shank remover is what this is called. You can see it's flat on one side. It's to remove the shank from buttons. Get yourself one because it's really great for a lot of crafty stuff. All right, so I've cut off the brad leg so it doesn't show, okay? And then now this one I'm going to put down to cover that brad leg. And I think this little stack is ultimately too thick and you probably want to do 3. But there's no, look how clean. And then you can look all your photos and then flip it over and do all your photos again. Look at all your photos again. All right, so let's see if this will fit. It will, but it won't close. Okay. It won't close because the magnet's there. It's got to go through like 12 layers of cardstock. So that's why it won't close. I'd have to move the magnet to here, which I can do. I just don't want to do it right now. But yeah, it's a little thick. It's a little too thick. So I would just do 3. So I did 6 for 12 photos, and I would recommend that you do 3 for 6 photos instead. Okay? That's what I would recommend for yours. Okay. That way it'll just be a little bit easier. Okay. All right, so that's done. So we'll put that there. And so yeah, just do 3 on yours and it won't be so thick either right here because it's kind of thick. Put it in the scissors. Yes. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. It's in the scissors. Problem solved. Problem solved. Okay. So now we just need to put something in this one. But there you go. There's your little photo wallet up there. All right. So what are we going to do in this one? I know, yay! Okay, so now we just need an insert for here. Let me think. I tell you what I'll do. What should we do? Okay. What would be cute? We don't really have to worry about, are there enough photos on this page, because there's like a ton of photos on this page between this and this. So we can do something like less practical if we want to do something less practical. You know, that maybe only holds a couple photos. I'm trying to think of what could... Oh, I have an idea. Okay. All right. I have an idea. Hold up, because I think it's good. We need 2 pieces of 7.5-inch square. And then 1 piece that's 7.5 by 3.5. Okay, 1 piece that's 7.5 by 3.5. All right. Not 7.5 by 3.5, 7 by 3.5. 7 by 7. Okay, 7 by 7, not 7.5 by 7.5. All right, so okay. Now, your 7-inch square, you're going to score at 3.5, both of them, because there's 2 of them, at 3.5 and at 3.5. And you're going to take your point and put it in your 6-inch and score it diagonally as well. Okay. So it looks like this. This one you don't do anything. All right, now fold along the score lines and burnish. And you're going to get something that looks like this. And you can chomp it on, we're going to put it on one side of this so that it opens like that. Okay, and then we'll put the other one so it opens like the other direction. All right, so fold, fold, fold. All right, and then close. And okay, so we'll do it like this, like that. All right. So I'm going to put the tape on this one in the corner, and I'm just going to leave, you know, a little bit of room. Keep it like 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, from the score lines. All right, so once I've got those score lines down, I'm gonna burnish. Yay, I'm so glad you like it. You could do this with anything that was twice as long as it is tall, okay? Because you need 2 squares. So this is 7 by 3.5. So you can do it, and then you would just, whatever the long edge is, that's what your square is. So this is 7 by 3.5. You could do it by 8 by 4, and if you did it 8 by 4, then your squares would be 8 by 8. And then you same thing. You just score them in half, score them in half, score them in half. That's it. You don't have to have any other measurements. Cool. And now we'll do this other one. All right. And then burnish. All right. Yeah. Could I'm going to do the back too. Let's put 4 things on it. Why not? Let's put 4 things on it. Get 2 more 7-inch squares. Okay. Won't it be too thick for the pocket? Let's test it. Well, yeah, because it's already 1, 2, 3, 4. That would make it 8 layers thick. Are you saying I should chill? But I already cut them. It would be so cute, though. I'll just see. Let's just see. Oh yeah, it can't get any bigger. It can't get any bigger. It can't because it doesn't have as much breathing room because it's 7 inches long, okay? Because see, this is only 6.5, so the pocket can bulge a little bit. But this one is 7, so it has no wiggle room. So this is as much as we can do. Yes, Bev, I do blame you for the laws of physics. I think they are your fault. And you should be sorry. You should. I think you should think about what you did. When you invented the universe. Okay. Okay. All right, I tell you what I'll do. I'll show you, yes, I'll show you how you would make it so that you can have them coming off the back, and we'll use it in another double-breasted pocket. There's another one on the back of this page, so we'll just use it on the next one, okay? So I'll show you how, if you want to have them so that they all 4 come out, how you do that, okay? And then we'll set this to, I'll put this with the page E 2 elements, and then we'll do that, and then we can make the magnet different, and it'll be fine. Okay, all right, we figured it out as a team, working together. We have solved the problem. That's what we'll do. So, score it in half. And in half again. And then you can figure out anything. It's true. Laws of physics be darned. All right, so what we're gonna do now is put tape on the back. Okay, so now that we've got our 2 tape squares for the back, I'm just gonna burnish the tape, and then I'm gonna lay these out, okay? And the reason why is so that when I stick the other ones down, I can stick them down in such a way that they fan out a different direction, so you get a sort of a rectangle. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna just lay it like this. Okay. And then same with this one. So that you can see part of the back from the front and vice versa. Now, you can see part of the back from the front, and then close everybody up. All right. Ta-da! Okay, so I gotta find page E, which is not this, and also not this. So it must be this. Okay. All right, so now it's a good thing so that's now with page E, and we're going to put it in the double-breasted pocket of page E2. Okay, so it's ready to go. So I'm going to do a recording break now. Okay, and I'm going to do a recording break, and then I guess we'll come up with what's going in this pocket. So give me just a second. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the stamp set. I'm in between recordings, so this is a sneak peek that is not going to be recorded, so just if you're live, you'll get to see it. And if you weren't here for the live, you won't know it happened. Okay. So I'm going to show you the stamp set. All right. Do you want to see it, or do you want to just keep crafting? What do you think? Oh, it looks like they just want to keep crafting. I don't think they want to see it. I don't think that they want to see the set. All right. Okay. So you're just gonna see it in Photoshop because I don't have a physical sample yet. But it's they said that they were hoping to get the physical sample out by the end of this week. So hopefully, I'm really hoping I'll have it next week. Okay. So let me explain how it works. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're doing a set. All right. So you're going to get a camera again. Okay. But it's a different camera. So if you already have the first one, it's a new camera. And I wanted to think of like, what are the 4 most scrapped categories? And I use the camera for everyday. I use this little t-shirt for baby. I use this little map for travel. And then I use this cake for wedding. Okay. Then I've given you 4 fonts for photo here. And I've given you 8 photo sizes. 8 photo sizes. Okay. But here's the thing that I want to show you. So my stamp manufacturer allows me to customize what's called the collar of the stamp, which is the part of the stamp that's like, you know, the part that's not the image, but like the part that you stick to your back, that you stick to your block, the backing that you stick to your block. So when I send them my images, I send them the image I want for my back of my stamp, and I send them the images I want for my image of my stamp. So I send them 2 images, okay? So I'm going to show you what I sent them for the back of the stamp, because I want to show you that I made the back of every stamp exactly the same width, so that you can line them up on your block and they'll always be centered. The words will be centered. The photo here will be centered under the image. The dimension will be centered under the photo here. You can use any combination you want. So, okay, so this is like a quality of life feature for you guys, okay? Where the backs, because the backs are all the same width, regardless of whether or not the image needed the back to be that large, the backs will all be the same width. So that way you can line them up super easy. So you could do however you want. So you could do, if you don't have to do dimensions, but you could still line up this photo here under this camera and it'll line up because they're the same width, the backs of the, so you won't have to like measure them out when you lay them out, okay? You can center the words on the images very easily, and that was really important for me to make it easy to use the stamps, okay? So that's what the set is going to be, all right? So, and like I said, I wanted every day, I wanted travel, I wanted wedding, and I wanted baby. Because I think those are like for albums that you gift and for albums that you or sell. If you sell albums, I think those are like, that's going to cover almost all of your bases pretty much. So yeah, hopefully next week I can do a demo of the stamps and a physical demo of the stamps, and we can do a pre-order for them. But I don't want to do a pre-order until I have the sample and I know they work. because you never know. So anyways, all right, so let me start a new recording and we'll make something to go in this pocket, I guess. All right, greetings Glitter Gang, and welcome to the third recording from Thursday night, June 17th. We are gonna do the insert for the third pocket or element on the page. So we did the photo book for the double-breasted pocket. This one we did the magnet closure and the photo mats. And for this one, we just need to figure out what do we want to do, what can go in here. All right. So in the break, I showed anyone. I know I don't want to jinx it. Every time I do a pre-order, something goes wrong. So, I mean, I just don't want to do a pre-order until everything is cool. When the stamps are in production and everything is good, then when they're ready for production, I'll do a pre-order. Okay. So, but yeah, I just showed the digital version of the stamp, the new stamp set. So, and it seems like everyone sees my vision for the new stamp set, and they like it. So I'm happy about that. So perfect. And if you missed it, don't worry. It'll be here soon. Hopefully next week I'll have it to show. So, all right. So now let's make something for this. So what if we take something with these? Can we do something with these? We could take two of them. What if we took the Boutique Day Spa and the Treat Yourself, and we made like a little gatefold card with them? And then on the inside, it could hold a 4x6 photo and two 4x4 photos. And then this would be on the gatefold front. These two, because you would be treating yourself at the day spa. That would be cute. That would be cute. All right, so we've got these. Yeah, 4x4. They're not quite 4x4, but that's okay. All right, so we need one piece that's 4.5 by 6.5. One piece of cardstock that's 4.5 by 6.5. Two pieces that are 4.5 by 5.5. Sorry, 5.5 by 4.5. All right, so then we're gonna need one 4x6 photo and two 4x4 photos. So we need 3 photo mats. Actually, let's do 2 4x6 photos and we'll put one on the back. So yeah, I'm really happy with my stamp set. I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited. So yeah, that's the replacement for this. I think I designed this. I think I did this stamp in 2016. So it's been it was definitely no later than 2016. Upgrade time, exactly. We're getting an upgrade. And no you controversy. No you controversy. So there's just the one stamp set, Mr. Lifeguard is going to be so happy. Candy says sorry. You don't have to be sorry because it's not a controversy anymore. It's not a controversy anymore. Okay, so I'm going to cut the 2 vertical ones down to 4x4 or 4.25 by 4.25. Okay, so with these, I'm going to ink, and then these are going to have to go on mats because they're not quite big enough. So I think I'll put this one on a pink mat and this one on a teal mat. Listen, the U was really funny because when we first had the stamp manufactured, they did call me to say, before we put the order through, we just want to make sure you know that the bottom row of your sheet, because what you do is you have to set up, like they have you buy sheets, and so many, you can fill the sheet however you want to fill the sheet, you know. And so on mine, they said, we just want to let you know that the bottom row of your sheet has a different spelling of the word favorite. And I said, yes, that's for, I said, that's for Canada. And they were like, oh, okay, well, we thought that was what you were doing, but we just wanted to make sure. I was like, all right, well, that is what we're doing. So, but they caught it. They caught it. So. Should I just do them both pink? Yeah, let's just do them both pink. All right, so I'm going to do 2 4 1/4 inch squares of the pink. Us Canadians are high maintenance. It's really okay. It was not, we caught it before it went to print, so it was not a big deal. If it had been after, it would have been a lot harder to change, but it was all good. I just like to tease Candy about it. But there's no hard feelings. Okay. So with these, the 6.5 by 4.5 doesn't get scored. The 5.5 by 4.5 gets scored on the 5.5 inch edge at 4.5. All right, so Okay. And then we'll put this one over here and this one over here. And they'll kind of fold over each other like this. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. But yeah, so I'm excited. All right, so on the backs, we'll put the square photo mats. And then attach to the 4x6. Beautiful. All right, so this will finish off this page, and when we come back next week, we're done with the construction for this album. So when we come back next week, we'll have book club, we'll have hopefully stamp demo, and we will have matting and inserts of page E2. Oh yeah, that's cute. That's cute. Good way to use our embellishments from the collection, the square ones. So, awesome. Awesome. All right, that's it. That finishes E3. Pretty happy with E3. That's a good page. Lots of room to stick stuff down. So when we come back, or E3, E2, E3 just happened. It's the video game thing that just happened. So E2 next week when we come back, not E3. So we'll be working on the matting and inserts for page E3 next week. Hopefully we'll have the stamp demo. Definitely we'll have the book club wonderful seeing all of you this week. Please try to stay cool and hydrated. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye now. Spirit fingers. There you go. We'll do that instead of the double peace signs. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.